Hello. Ganga. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Hi, nice to meet you. My name's Deandra. 大家好，好久不见了，最近怎么样？我还了我的头发，怎么样？很可爱哦，很可爱，非常可爱。最近我 downloaded 小红书，所以我想说我想说说得好中文。But this video isn't going to be in Chinese. It's going to be in Japanese, okay? 今日はなんと2025年に私はどうやってポルトガル語を勉強するかについて話したいと思います。なんで急に日本語で話してんねんと思ってるあなたへ。だって、listen, right? The first video that I ever made on this channel, there were algunas personas, muchas personas no, pero algunas personas en los comentarios me dijeron, well, I speak pas en français, pas en chinois, pas en japonais, pas en coréen, pas en espagnol, en inglés, me dijeron, mais en anglais, il y avait plusieurs personnes qui m'ont dit, bah, well, I speak 8 languages and I don't consider myself a polyglot. Well, I'm glad you speak English because then you can understand me tell you that I think you're stupid. By definition, you too. We can both be polyglots together. If I become a polyglot, does that mean there's no space for you? Don't be daft. Just to spite them, not just to spite them, I was job hunting. But while I was job hunting, and also to spite the people in the comments, because it was my first YouTube video and I was crushed and I thought about those comments for a while, I went out and got HSK 3. I went out and passed topic 2 twice. Level 4, okay? I still live in Japan, N2. And I also made a whole video about how speaking isn't the only skill, but a lot of people focus on speaking. If I can read a French newspaper, but I can't do a presentation, does that mean that I'm bad at French? No. Use your head, okay? Anyway, I digress. Today I'm going to be telling you how I'm going to go about learning Portuguese from zero because I'm kind of bored of the intermediate plateau and I don't like getting too advanced because that means it's so much work and I want things to be fun. And there's something fun about change and starting again. I like starting again, hence why I keep going to several places, which you might have seen from my last content. I will quit, I will go somewhere else, I will like it, then I will hate it, and then I will go somewhere else where I'm happy again. It's a cycle and I think it's stressful, but it suits me. And I'm just glad that I don't have a husband, a partner, or kids, so I can just keep doing it until I get bored. Anyway, I'm going to be telling you how I'm going to be learning Portuguese. First things first, which Portuguese? I will be focusing on Brazilian Portuguese, and I recommend you choosing what type of language as well. If you're learning French, but you're moving to Canada, it makes more sense to learn Québécois French. If you are learning German, but you're going to Austria, it makes more sense to learn Austrian German. The same with Chinese. I started learning Chinese with simplified script, but I became more interested in Taiwan, so I started learning traditional script, which accent, which dialect, etc., and go from there. The next thing that I need personally to motivate me to keep going is music. So I listen to music every day. There's music constantly playing in my head. I need background noise in my brain and on my commute to work. So what I recommend doing is choosing your preferred music streaming platform and looking up popular artists, popular songs of that year. I also recommend, if you're using Spotify, there is that spicy shuffle, so you can look up one song in your target language and then spicy shuffle. You can look up other people's playlists. I've been searching for Brazilian Portuguese speakers on social media and they will use trending sounds as well, so you can find new artists that way. Speaking of social media, if you want to focus on listening, I recommend short form media like TikTok. If you want to focus on vlogs, YouTube would be the place to go. If you want to focus on reading, I'm on Instagram and I'll read the captions and the subtitles. If you're also learning Portuguese, I'll drop you a couple recommendations. So I recommend Calmô by the Brazilian band Liniker e os Caramelows. I recommend Amor, Prigoso by a Cape Verdean artist called Jennifer Diaz. I recommend Adoço by an Angolan artist, Edgar Domingos. I recommend Seria by a Portuguese artist called Dino D'Santiago. And I recommend Gente, minha terra by a Portuguese artist called Mariza. Oh, I also recommend Nos Dois by a Brazilian artist called Jade Baraldo. Look into related artists, songs that artists are featured on. That's a good way to find other artists as well. As for socials, a good way that I'm finding new people to follow is to look up the hashtags. And so I find that because the TikTok algorithm is probably one of the best social media algorithms, it's easier to find new people. So what I did is the first hashtag I looked up was lesbica. So I looked up lesbica in Portuguese, and that brought up several other people. And then what you can do, or what I did, is that I found those people on Instagram, and on Instagram you can look through people's following. I looked up curly hair in Portuguese. What is it? Cabelo crespo. I'm still working on the pronunciation. We're getting there. I'm learning the alphabet right now. I recommend finding hot people, people that you find attractive, because you want to see them while you're scrolling. You want to understand what they're saying with or without captions. It's a really good motivator. As an English teacher here in Japan, I don't focus too much on grammar, but I focus a lot on vocabulary. So what I recommend to learn vocabulary, especially pronunciation, is to look up the alphabet in that language. So the same way that you would learn A, apple, B, banana, I'm learning like banana, B, banana, or I'm learning B, banana. I'm not learning the alphabet so that I can say A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. I'm learning it so that I could spell my name. I'm learning Abejo. What is it? Abejo. We're getting there. So I started listening to children's music to learn the alphabet, and that way I'll learn basic vocabulary that even a child should know. I don't put a lot of emphasis on reading children's books, although I am kind of reading children's books in Korean, because they have a lot of vocabulary, which is surprising. It's simple, but there's like a lot of vocabulary. There are some expressions, there are some idioms, and especially if there's no audio to go along with it, like, you know, with kids, they'll have someone read them the book. If you don't have that, then it's not as helpful. I recommend while you're reading things to have an audio to go along with it. Some people need goals, some people don't need goals. I just want to vibe. I feel like that's almost sacrilege to say to some study grammars, like, oh no, you need goals, you need a routine. No, you don't. It's okay. No, you don't. If you want to set a goal to help kind of push you along, that's fine. If you want to just exist in the study space, I think that's fine too. I want to exist. I'm not going to be tracking my progress in any way, like, oh, how much better am I at Portuguese right now? I just want to pick up some of the language and immerse myself in a different culture online. So it's a really short video, but I kind of wanted to get back out there. There will be a lot more study content, but it would be fun if I could throw in a couple language videos, maybe a couple vlogs. I'm going solo glamping for my birthday. There'll be a lot going on, so I just want to share with you. I am now learning Brazilian Portuguese just for funsies. If you speak Brazilian Portuguese, do let me know. Olá. Oi. Or if you want to tell me what language you're learning in 2025, and we can have a conversation. See you next time. Bye.